He is current radio analyst for Jacksonville, Tony Boselli. How are you, Tony?
I'm good, Rich. This is the most you guys have ever talked about Jacksonville on the show, maybe in the history.
Well,
this is a lot of airtime for Jacksonville.
Hey, man, this is what we're going to do in our 32 teams in 32 days
I like
here.
it.
We also,
I like it.
Rich Eisen Show is a great Jacksonville, Florida affiliate. Fox Sports,
yes, it is.
WFXJ AM there in Jacksonville. So we're thrilled to be on down there with a passionate fan base. The question is how happy they're going to be when it's all said and done, Tony. What do you think here?
Well, to answer the thing you were talking about before I got on the air, there's plenty of tickets left on the bandwagon. When it's been as empty as it has for as long as it has, we'll invite anyone who wants to jump on right now, because it does feel a little bit – it feels good. I mean, I think the fan base is excited. It feels good right now in Jacksonville, because it has been a tough transition ever since Shad Khan bought the team and brought Dave Caldwell in as the GM and Gus as the head coach, because they took a strategy of just gutting the whole franchise and starting fresh. And now you're starting to see some of these young players and some of the high draft picks are starting to play well. And you saw an offense last year. And to your point, I think the hope is that you're going to see the same production as some of these young guys on the defensive side of the ball with some big free agents. Malik Jackson, I think another real good signing that not a lot of people are talking about outside of Jacksonville is Deshaun Gibson, the free safety who came out of Cleveland. He's looked good so far. And so there's high hopes in a division that I think everyone feels is very winnable. I think the Jags are positioned in a pretty unique position coming off of some really tough years.
How's Jack and Ramsey looking physically? What do you got for me on that front, Tony, so far?
Well, Ramsey shows no ill effects of getting his knee scoped in the OTAs, and he was out there with the first group yesterday and was absolutely flying around. I mean, the guy is well over 6 feet, long arms, and can absolutely fly. Came across the field and ran down Marquise Lee on a end-around sweep, and he looks great. Miles Jack, same thing with the knee. He's getting a lot of reps. He's backing up Paul Posluszny right now at middle linebacker, but I think most expectations are when the regular season starts that they're going to find a way to get him as one of the three linebackers out there with Paul Posluszny and Telvin Smith.
But when it all comes down to it, with the Texans being a playoff team last year, Andrew Luck coming back, we all know the Titans are going to be better with Marcus Mariota, DeMarco Murray. They just moments ago signed Andre Johnson, one of the future first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to be now catching passes for them. How realistic does Jacksonville have a chance in this division when it's all said and done, Tony?
Well, I think it's very realistic. I mean, I think if you look what they did last year offensively and kind of the additions they made that we talked about on defense are a lot faster. And it's a division that was the worst division in football last year. But now you have three young franchise quarterbacks, and then you got Brock Osweiler who came to Houston, so I think they're confident there. But it's a division where I think if you asked every team, especially I think Jacksonville, I think Tennessee still maybe a little bit behind the other three, but not far. But you asked every team, Rich, they all think they have a legitimate chance to contend to win the division. And I don't think any team looks at the other three and says, oh, my gosh, can we beat them? It's not like the AFC East where everyone looks at the Patriots or, you got the Steelers and the Ravens kind of at the top with, Cincinnati. I mean, you kind of look at every other division. There's that one or two teams everyone says, well, they're going to win. I think this is wide open. I think you'll get into December, and I think three of the four teams will be all in the hunt for the division title.
Tony Boselli joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Is Gus Bradley's job on the line?
I don't know. He got a one-year extension before the year. You see that a lot because for whatever reason, owners don't like their head coach being a lame duck. I've never quite understood that. But
what do you mean you never understood that? What do you mean? Because the players don't get that afforded that sort of luxury?
Yeah, the reality is, there's only 32 jobs. Unless the guy wins the Super Bowl, it's not like there's going to be a huge, market out there for a bunch of other teams trying to scoop them up. I understand. So I guess it's almost like a ceremonial, extra year to create some stability. I think everyone's realistic, though. If your coach gets a one-year extension, that it's pretty much, hey, listen, we got to perform this year. With that said, I don't think, some people think Gus has to make the playoffs or he's going to get fired. I don't think that's the case at all. He's very well liked by the owner. He's very well liked in the building and the community. I think, as long as they are, around that 500 mark, I think they'll be probably 9-7 right in there. I think his job's safe.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.